Hey everyone, it's Gary from Peacekeeper's Armory over here with a quick video and how-to demonstration for the new owner of this TGS Graflex. As you can see, it is in mostly Empire Strikes Back configuration with the exception of the glass eye. The owner did prefer that over the red button, so to make it a little more personal for him. Matthew Dooley over at East Coast Sabres did all the hilt work on this, and as always does a phenomenal job. I did the installation for Proffie board V2. It's got the stock Custom Works NeoPixel or NPXL connectors for blade plug use, as well as a Smuggler's Outpost 28mm bass speaker in there. It's incredibly loud, even with all the hindrance of the Graflex having not very many sound holes. So it turned out pretty good. It does have the Solos Hold Generation 2 blade holder for no shine through or peek through, whatever you want to call it, for the pin section up there, as well as a Goth Padawan chassis for a removable 18650 battery and kill switch. Now just a quick demonstration on how to do everything with this. So it is on right now, but I'll just show you kind of how to take everything apart for when you need to. For basic use, all you need to do is take the clamp off, and then you have access to the kill switch, you have access to the board and the SD card in there. For charging and swapping out the battery and everything, what you're going to need to do is take the glass eye completely out, and the blade plug will probably go with it, and then you're going to need to loosen the red button a little bit. The threads do interfere with the actual tactile switch, which is why you need to do that. You don't want to rip the switch off. So then it just easily slides out like that. Blade plug comes off, and then you have the inner chassis. So yeah, kill switch is right here. Looking at it like this, to the left is going to be off, and then to the right will be powering on. To remove the battery, either the Vader's Vault method, which is with the guitar pick, you can pop out the battery. Positive is towards the emitter, which is shown inside the battery holder, and or you can use a small, like an eyeglass flathead screwdriver to pop out from the positive side up. Not from up here, just grab it like kind of right in there. There's a little gap in the chassis you can use, and then pop it up that way. That's pretty much it for that. It's like I said, it's a pretty basic build. You're going to want to get the ribbon cable if you're planning on upgrading the firmware or software. It's a ribbon connector cable at a 90-degree angle in order to get it with the cable coming up like this, so it'll hook in underneath, and then the cable will come up. You can get that on Amazon for pretty cheap, but that's pretty much the only one that'll fit in here. And yeah, so basic operation. Bring this guy back in. When you're plugging a blade in, you can thread this in once or twice just to make sure the chassis isn't going to go anywhere. Pop the blade in until it's seated snug, and then tighten the glass eye all the way down. Now it does, as you saw, it does have the blade retention plastic piece on the glass eye. I don't recommend doing full strength swings because unless your blade itself is tight by itself, it does have a tendency, you can still pull it out with force. But you know, if you tighten it down good enough, then it's not going to go anywhere with basic use. And then you can put this guy back on, clamp it down, and then tighten down the red button. So here, I'll mute it for right now. So double tap the power button to mute. For blaster block, you're going to use the auxiliary button. You can see it has the trickle effect. For lockup, you're going to hold the button down and clash it. So I got a little bit of a pink orangish color going on in the center of the localized lockup. For powering down, you're going to hold the button until it shuts off. And then for the track, which every font has its own track, you're going to hold it for about a second and release. I don't know if it'll do it on mute, so let's see. Yeah, so it's not going to do it. That's fine. So both power on and power, when it's powered on and powered off, you can hold for a second. and then it'll play the music. This is the Empire Strikes Back font, so I do have the Vader and Luke duel on Bespin. And you can do the same thing to turn it off. To switch fonts, it's the auxiliary switch.
I'm never touching that thing again.
So that one has a raised theme because it is The Force Awakens. And all these are the full tracks from the original soundtrack, not just clips. That's pretty much it. I'll take the blade out to show. It is the newest 3.9 software for the hilt. So if you turn it on, you point it down, hold the power button and twist it like this. I think it's about 90 degrees is required. You'll get that sound, and then you can rotate the hilt and get different colors. You're just so I'm not blasting it. And you can get whatever color you want, and then when you find the color you want, you can hold the power button, and then it'll save. You turn it off, turn it back on, it'll save. I did not save it for font cycle or power cycle, so if you change the fonts,
I'm never touching that thing again.
and turn it back on, it'll go back to the default color that I set it at in the config. I figured that was better, especially with it being so sensitive to twist. If it'll be hard to get the exact same color you want every time if you are looking for a specific default color. So I saved it, and then you can play with the color change if you want. Otherwise, it will stay default. So that's pretty much it. You're going to need an external charger for the battery, which I can show you which one to get if you need. And other than that, this will be on your way off to the postal office today. If you have any questions, shoot me a message, and see you guys on the next one.